Ms. Marvel has finally appeared on Disney Plus after months of anticipation. The show follows Kamala Khan, a Pakistani-American teen who's a huge fan of the Avengers. The MCU show's marketing acknowledged that Kamala's abilities are not the same as in the books, igniting a disagreement among Marvel fans worldwide. But more important than this, Marvel just fixed WandaVision's Avengers Endgame Plothole. What connects those two shows? Find out more in today's video, so stay tuned. Ms. Marvel just made its debut, and fans are already loving Kamala's story so far. And more important than that, the series may have addressed on Avengers Endgame Plothole from the WandaVision that MCU fans have been talking about lately. Ms. Marvel's first episode was jam-packed with MCU Easter eggs, from a cameo appearance by a character from Spider-Man No Way Home to a tribute to Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. The next installment is sure to make any MCU fan quiver with anticipation. Ms. Marvel was able to clarify on a baffling WandaVision Easter egg that has fans discussing to this day, in addition to humorous connections to the greater Marvel universe. During WandaVision Episode 5, Monica Rambeau and Randall Park's Jimmy Woo had a mini debate on Wanda Maximoff's power level, with Monica Rambeau claiming that the Scarlet Witch could have taken out Thanos on her own during the Avengers Endgame final battle at the Avengers compound, saying, "She could have taken out Thanos on her own if he hadn't initiated a blitz. I mean, nobody else came close." Wanda faced Thanos at the compound in Endgame, but the Avenger almost single-handedly defeated the Mad Titan before his ship opened fire. This interaction was perplexing because there were numerous duels taking place throughout the final battle, making it difficult to determine who was battling whom. Given that Rambeau and Wu appear to be fully aware of what happened between Wanda and Thanos, many have speculated as to how these characters, who were not present during the fight, could know so much. It was considered at the time that this information was only available to intelligence agencies like FBI and SWORD. Ms. Marvel, on the other hand, demonstrated that this is not the case. So how exactly does Ms. Marvel fit into the narrative, and how does it fix this plot hole? Due to one Avenger, Scott Lang as Ant-Man, the general public understood the specifics of Thanos' final fight. According to Ms. Marvel's latest edition, Scott Lang was a guest on the podcast This Powered Life during an episode called Big Me, Little Me, a Scott Lang interview, in which he allegedly revealed a thorough description of what happened during the battle at the Avengers compound during Endgame. As it turns out, Scott Lang's guesting during one podcast has made a big impact on Ms. Marvel's Avengers Endgame reveal. The other Avengers' reactions to Scott Lang's actions of revealing what transpired during Endgame's last fight are unknown, but the group probably had mixed feelings. Despite this, it appears that the general public is still unaware of the Avengers' time heist to obtain the Infinity Stones, implying that not all was revealed on the podcast. The highlights of Lang's answers during the interview would have been important details like Wanda's power level, Captain Marvel's destruction of Thanos' ship, and Iron Man's sacrifice to defeat the Mad Titan, mainly because these reveals gave everyone an idea of how the Avengers assembled and saved the day. Lang's interview was also beneficial in that it encouraged new heroes to emerge, like Kamala Khan. The insights from Lang's podcast appearance may have fueled the young MCU character's adoration for Captain Marvel, providing a suitable piece of her heroic puzzle. The revelation, however, has a drawback. Another of the Avengers' possible enemies are likely to use Lang's information to their advantage, using it as leverage to locate Earth's mightiest heroes' weaknesses and proclivities. There are villains in the background, such as the Kingpin and Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Val, who could exploit the information and beat the Avengers when the time comes. In any case, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, could handle the Scott Lang problem, providing the further explanation for why he revealed information about one of the MCU's major fights. Now let's move on to Ms. Marvel, the first Pakistani-American hero in the MCU. Although a lot of MCU fans are enjoying the release of Ms. Marvel, a large portion of the public are not buying it. Ms. Marvel has received positive reviews from critics. However, it has the lowest ratings of any Marvel series on the streaming platform. According to a new estimate from Samba TV, 775,000 US households watched Ms. Marvel in its first 5 days, easily the lowest of any Marvel Cinematic Universe Disney Plus series to date. The 775,000 is a significant dip from prior titles, with Hawkeye's previous low being 1.5 million viewers in the first 5 days of the series. Samba also stated in their report that viewers aged 20 to 24 have watched the series at the highest rate of any MCU show on Disney Plus ever, indicating that the show's target audience is coming in just as much as Disney likely planned. Ms. Marvel has also received a more varied audience, with a higher rate of Black, Hispanic, and Asian households tuning in. Despite its low viewership, fans are still hyping Ms. Marvel since its interconnected well with the MCU. Plus, the show's ending credits hint a major MCU cameo in its later episodes. Due to Kamala Khan's obsession with superheroes, eagle-eyed fans were able to examine each scene of the first episode titled Generation Y following the well-received series launch of Ms. Marvel. Fans were also quick to point out that the series ending credits also included an unusual MCU tie. Chris Malone was described as the makeup artist to Miss Steinfeld in his makeup section, which could have spoiled Haley Steinfeld's appearance as Kate Bishop. Whether or not this was an editing error, the prospect of a Kate Bishop and Kamala Khan team-up would undoubtedly excite fans, especially because it might set the ground for the long-awaited Young Avengers team. Following the series, Vellani's young hero will next be seen in Nia DaCosta's Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels, which will star Brie Larson and Teyonah Parris and will be released on July 28, 2023. Despite headlining her own series, Iman Vellani is even more surprised at her screen time in the upcoming Marvel movie. The Miss Marvel actress spoke with Variety about how she didn't anticipate her involvement in The Marvels would become more than a cameo, as well as her work on the impending Brie Larson sequel. Vellani admitted that she had a hunch that she'd be in it, but was startled to find that she'd be a real key character. The actress then went on to praise The Marvels director Nia DaCosta. Vellani said that she was her favorite person ever, and that the director would always compliment her. But that's not all. Vellani quipped that Brie and Teyonah are the same, and that she had to hold back a little bit when it came to gushing about her other two co-stars. Aside from a major cameo among another young Avenger in the future, lead actress Iman Vellani has expressed her excitement as the first Muslim superhero headliner. The young actress told the BBC's Asian network that she's excited to see their reaction, and that her family in Pakistan is so excited as well, because so much of the story is about what it means to be a Marvel fan. She revealed when she was 17 years old, when she was cast as Kamala, a 16-year-old girl, we had so many conversations, the directors and I, just incorporating so much of my real life and real life experiences. I feel like I totally lived Kamala's life. Rish Shah, Vellani's British co-star, plays Cameron and said that fitting in on set was surprisingly comfortable. He told the BBC that it's not too often he gets to walk to a set where he feels so at home, where he can fit in so naturally and be surrounded by people who look like them on all fronts, whether it's the crew, the cast, or the writer's room. That's sadly quite a rare thing right now in the industry, but hopefully this paves the way for more opportunities like that, the actor adds. It's a great privilege to be part of it. When asked about the show's South Asian culture's appeal to a wider audience, Shaw noted the Black Panther's global success and remarked, even when sometimes we don't understand other cultures, people are interested and want to learn about it. Ms. Marvel will have 6 episodes and will air on July 13th. It's part of the MCU's 4th phase. It will function as a prequel to the upcoming film The Marvels, in which Vellani will reprise her role as Khan among other cast members from the series. Ms. Marvel. What is the series all about? Ms. Marvel is an American television menagerie based on the Marvel Comics character Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. Developed by Bisha K. Ali for the Disney Plus streaming service, it's the 7th television series in Marvel Studios' Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it follows the events of the films in the franchise. The official synopsis of Ms. Marvel read, the series produces Kamala Khan, a 16-year-old Pakistani American from Jersey City, an aspiring artist, an avid gamer, and a voracious fan fiction scribe. She is a huge fan of the Avengers, and one in particular, Captain Marvel. But Kamala has always struggled to find her place in the world. That is, until she gets superpowers like the heroes she's always looked up to. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.